Metamer State, book launched. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's latest book, Metamer State, the book, was officially launched in a landmark ceremony attended senior government leaders, high-ranking military officers, and citizens from various sectors. The launch featured wide-ranging discussions on the book's themes and significance. The book public demonstration continues in various cities and towns of Ethiopia. Following its official inauguration on September 9, 2025, jubilant rallies and colorful festivities have swept across the nation, uniting Ethiopians in a shared sense of pride and achievement. It is to be noted in September 14, hundreds of thousands of residents marched to Meskel Square, jubilantly marking the historic achievement. Today and yesterday, public rally continued in various cities and towns of Ethiopia. Ethiopians in different regions have continued celebrating the completion of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, GERD, in colorful rallies. Residents of Addis Ababa city staged a massive public demonstration at Meskel Square to celebrate the historic completion of the GERD. Grand public rally held under the theme Ethiopia Succeeded, We Succeeded Through Unity. Residents of Addis Ababa staged a massive public demonstration at Meskel Square to celebrate the historic completion of the GERD. The event was marked by vibrant expressions of joy, as citizens from all sub-cities gathered to sing, chant, and carry messages of pride and solidarity. The grand rally was attended by President Taye Atsikesselas, Deputy Prime Minister Temesgen Tiruna, Chief of Staff of the Ethiopian Armed Forces Field Marshal Birhanu Jula, Mayor Adanek Abibi, along with other senior government officials and dignitaries. The GERD was officially inaugurated by Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed on Tuesday, September 9, 2025, in the presence of African and international leaders. Distinguished guests included Kenyan President William Ruto, Djiboutian President Ismail Omar Guelleh, Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, South Sudanese President Salva Kiir, and several leaders from other African and Caribbean nations, underscoring the dam's continental and global significance. The United Nations Economic Commission for Africa Climate Change, Food Security and Natural Resources Division Coordinator of African Climate Policy Center, James C. Mirambedzi, Ethiopia has emerged as a global leader in climate action by effectively committing to reducing carbon emissions.
Ethiopia is actually a global leader in climate change strategies. Ethiopia has had a green growth strategy. I think it is now in its second or third term over a very long period of time. And Ethiopia not only has a strategy, but it has specific programs that have been implemented in order to ensure that the strategy becomes a reality. Those specific actions include, for instance, ecosystem rehabilitation, which has been happening over many years, the construction of the Grand Renaissance Dam we have talked about, even the changes in vehicle importation policies, the shift towards electric mobility, which is clean mobility. All of these are strategies designed to reduce the footprint of Ethiopia, the carbon emissions from Ethiopia, but also make the Ethiopian development process greener and renewable. The fact that Ethiopia is located, or rather that Ethiopia is the host of Addis Ababa, which is the capital of Africa, with more than 140 embassies located here, means Ethiopia is very well positioned to interact with all of the other African countries in order to scale up the different solutions that are coming from the African continent. Ethiopia also hosts the African Union, and as you know, the African Union, yes, is the host of the African Union Climate Change Strategy and Implementation Plan, which informs the strategies of other countries as well. So Ethiopia has got very good experiences which can inform other countries, but also is geographically, politically, and in policy terms located in a central place where it can influence what happens in the rest of the continent.
Ethiopia leader in transition from fossil fuels to clean energy, African scholars. Ethiopia is paving the way for clean energy by implementing the Green Legacy Initiative and building the largest dam, GERD, African scholars said. Boumbambo Theta from the National University of Lesotho commended Ethiopia for its impressive initiatives in realizing clean energy.
Addis Ababa is evident, it's everywhere. I was last here in 2015, and I'm amazed at how green the city has become. It's actually living out a mitigation of climate change is green. And the city has planted so many trees, so many grasses, you can see evidence of it. And Ethiopia is leading the way by building the big dam and using hydroelectric power, generating hydroelectric power, moving away from fossil fuels. Ethiopia is leading the way in doing that. And also so much sun in Ethiopia, harnessing it with solar will go a long way towards mitigating fossil fuel usage and reducing carbon footprints.
By implementing various programs including the inauguration of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, GERD. Similarly, Monica Mensah Dankwa from the University of Ghana emphasized the need for sharing from its best experiences among countries in the region and beyond.
One particular thing that I think that we should do is that when we realize that Ethiopia, for instance, has moved on and has advanced well in climate change solutions, maybe we should sit around the table and come to Ethiopia and ask what they did so that we can replicate it, because we are Africans and solutions from one African country can actually be replicated in another than solutions from European or the European world.
Thank you.